Number 41. Perform these calculations for nickel to carbonate. And then we have letter A. With what volume of water must a precipitate containing the nickel 2 carbonate, NiCO3, be washed to dissolve 0.100 grams of this compound? And assume that the wash water becomes saturated with NiCO3, and they gave us the KSP. KSP is 1.36 times 10 to the negative 7th. Okie dokie. So they gave us a KSP, solubility product. We're talking about saturation, so we're basically just going to be doing a regular KSP problem, right? So we have to find the volume of water. Now, I might not know how to get there just yet, but they gave me a KSP, and from that, I could always get a balanced equation. So let's do that first. We're going to take the solid nickel 2 carbonate, NiCO3, and break it into its 2 ions. So we have NiCO3. That's the solid that's going to be dissolving, double arrow, because we're at equilibrium, saturation, with your 2 ions. Now, we can see the break is between the nickel, Ni, and the carbonate, right? Carbonate is a polyatomic. Those always stick together. So I have my nickel, Ni, and plus my CO3. Now, we need charges, right? Because these are ions. Now, they did tell me that nickel was Roman numeral 2. Remember, the Roman numeral is always the charge of the metal. So the nickel would be a plus 2. And carbonate is always a negative 2 charge, right? It's just easier to memorize our polyatomics, and that will, speed up a lot of things in chemistry. These are charges, so they're definitely aqueous. Okie dokie. And now, with the balanced equation, I could always get my KSP general equation, right? So let's do that. Remember, the KSP equation is this right here. It's just equal to the concentration of the products raised to the coefficients. So in our equation, KSP equals the concentration of the nickel, plus 2, times the concentration of the carbonate, CO3 2 minus. And we don't have to worry about raising it to any values because they both were a 1-to-1, right? There is 1 nickel, 1 carbonate, so you can raise these to the first, but you don't have to. Now, they didn't say what the nickel plus concentration was, what the carbonate ion concentration was, but I know that my KSP value, they told us that. So 1.36 times 10 to the negative 7th. So I'm going to go back to my balanced equation and say, okay, I don't know what the nickel concentration is, the Ni2+, so I'm just going to label it as an X value. And if you're doing it this way, your coefficients should come along with it. So technically this would be 1x, but 1 times x is just x. And it's a 1-to-1, so if this is x as well. Now I have x and x, and now I can solve for x. So let's go for it. 1.36. Oh boy. Oh boy, what's going on here? Hold on. I lost half my x. Okay, now here we go. 1.36 times 10 to the negative 7th equals, we have x times x, and x times x is just x squared. So if I want to just find out what x is, I will do the square root on both sides. So let's see. Square root. Square root of 1.36 times 10 to the negative 7th. Now, since this isn't the answer that they're looking for just yet, I'm going to just leave it as a couple more sig figs than I have to. 3.6878, right? 3.6878. Yep. Times 10 to the negative 4th. And that's molarity. Okay. So they gave me an X value, right? And I still haven't used this 0.100 grams of this compound. So this value has to go with just the NiCO3. So I know that they want us to focus on the NiCO3, not necessarily the ions. But remember, even though this is not in the KSP, this value there's still a number for this value. It just wasn't in the KSP because it was a solid. But since there was a 1 in front of here, and this is like a 1x, this x value is the molarity also of the NiCO3. This is technically your molar solubility. But I need to use it in grams. So let's see. Maybe I don't want to use molarity, right? Now keep in mind, now maybe what I'm going to do is actually I'm just going to throw this over to this side. Okay. Now remember, molarity is the same thing as moles divided by liters, right? So we have basically 3.6878 times 10 to the negative fourth molarity, but I can say that that's mole per liter, right? That's the same thing as molarity. And that's of, if I just extend this, that's of the NiCO3. Now, I want to kind of use this gram value. So maybe I don't want it in moles per liter. Maybe I want it in grams per liter, right? So how would I go from a mole of nickel, NiCO3, to the respective gram value? Moles to grams, that's always the periodic table, right? So all we're going to do is we're just going to do a conversion. Times by a ratio, right? Times by the ratio. Put the unit that you don't want on the bottom. Mole of NiCO3. Grams of NiCO3 go up on the top. And remember, 1 mole equals whatever the mass is of nickel carbonate, right, on the periodic table. So periodic table's out. Let's find out what the molar mass of NiCO3 is. Let's see. 58.69 plus 12.01 plus, there's 3 oxygens, so 3 times 16. And I got 118.7. Moles cancel out with moles, and now we're at a unit that's with, grams per liter. So 3.6878 times 10 to the negative fourth times 118.7. And I get 0. And maybe I'll pull this over a little bit more just so I have more room. So this is 0.04, I guess 377. That's gram per liter of my compound, the NiCO3. Okay. So now all we have to do now is just use this gram solubility, basically gram per liter, with this amount to find out the volume. You see how this liter is the volume. So this liter is the volume. And this gram is basically going to be used with this value. Now, there's a couple of ways to do this. We could do it with, doing ratios again, which is probably the easiest here. Since this is what I want to use first, I can use this, or you can use this value. I prefer to use this because this has no unit on the bottom. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to take my 0.100 grams of the compound, which is NiCO3. And now since I don't want it anymore, I'm going to multiply by a ratio. And in order to not have the grams of the nickel 2 carbonate anymore, that has to go on the opposite side. So grams of the NiCO3 go on the bottom. And remember, we want that volume. And we know that we have a conversion with grams and liters. So the liter has to go on the top. So basically, this is flipped. Keep in mind that this is over 1 liter. So the 1 liter has to go together, and the 0.04377 grams have to go together. So the liter, that was 1. The 1 now goes on the top. And then the 0.04377, that goes on the bottom. So the 1 goes on the top, and the 0.04377 goes on the bottom. The grams of the nickel 2 carbonate go bye-bye, and we're left with just liters. And that's the liters of the water. So 0.1 divided by 0.04377, I get, let's see, I guess 3 sig figs, 2.28. 2.28 liters. And that's the liters, the volume of the water. They didn't specifically say, if they wanted it in milliliters or liters. So I'm just going to leave it as liters. And that's it. 2.28 liters of the water. And there you go. I really hope this is helping you out. Let me know in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and I hope you all are having a great day. Let's keep studying hard, and I will talk to you in future lessons. Okay, bye-bye.